Hey guys, one of the things I do at night is I evaluate my trades. So I did a vertical spread for eBay, which means I bought the 52 strike price calls with an exercise date of October 16th, and I sold the 56 strike price, right, giving me a 4 point spread. And I bought the contracts were very cheap. I bought 20 of the contracts. Um, here's what here's what happened. I want you to take a look at my chart, and I'm going to focus on this last. So I got into this trade here. Actually, I got into this trade last week. I got into this trade uh, last week. I got into this trade here, and I got this run. Right, very nice run. Um, But what happened here? Being a little greedy, um, my stop loss was set here, right, at 55. So what happened today? The stock fell. And what you'll notice, if you look at this candle, the loss engulfed, overshadowed yesterday's gains. So you could see it opened here, it closed here. This candle's larger than this candle. So I basically in today wiped out yesterday's gains. There's a couple ways I can play this. I could have gotten out immediately. I could, which is a strong option that someone that people would consider. But here's what made me not get out. First of all, I have support. The 38.2 retracement has support here, so it hasn't fell below support, right? The second thing is my setup for the trade is still supported. The previous downward momentum, which you see here in this squeeze, has subsided here, the transition from red to yellow. So it has subsided here, and you can see that upward trend. And actually, this is starting to get stronger because you see these yellow bars are getting stronger, reducing. Even with this bar, you still see this reducing, right? So my setup and the RSI, I'm sorry, the Ready Aim Fire, uh, you could see this is still supported, right? So my reasons for getting in this trade are still intact. And in fact, I'm not at my support. Even with this drop, I'm not at my support. Maybe I could have had a little tighter support. Um, and then the other thing I want to bring up is the average true range of a 14-day period. I want you to focus on this box. Is 1.7. What this means is that over a 14-day period, this stock will trade, will whatever the current stock price is, it'll trade plus or minus 1.7. It could move like in 1.7. Today's action, it opened at 53.95. It closed at 52.65, which is a 1.3 movement, well within the range. So it's doing what it normally does, and it hasn't hit my support. So I'm not going to panic yet, just yet. But what I did do is I moved my sell order, which was up here, and it was set at $2.50. Instead, I made it a trailing stop based on the market. So that says is that, and I made it for 25 cents. So that says if it should drop from the current market price by 25 cents, just sell it. The beautiful thing about this is if the stock goes up, so will that trailing stock. So if the stock right now is trading at 52.65, if the stock goes up to 56 as an example, this trailing would say, hey, as long as it doesn't fall to 55.75, stay in the trade. Otherwise, sell it. So it's a good way to lock in profit. And my current profit is 42%, which is not a bad for an option play to get 42%. So that's the way I played this. When you have profits and you think there may be the potential for more upside, you can take your stop loss and make it a trailing stop. The one bad thing that you have to watch out for trailing stock is you got to see what's happening in the pre and post market. Because if there's a significant change in the pre and post market, it'll blow right through your trailing stock. Meaning, if this stock price, which is currently at 52.65, if the post market had brought it to 51 or 50, that would probably not have triggered my trailing stop. So you need to just keep an eye on what the pre and post market is doing. You may have to refresh your trailing stock, your trailing stop, or get out of the trade altogether if there's significant movement in pre or post. But other than that, this will work just fine for any trades that happen throughout the day. Okay, for any price action throughout the day. Trailing stops, an effective way to lock in profits, especially when you think there may be more. We'll see what happens with this security. This is how I check my options. I'm out.